Hello everyone from the Enol Association for the High Capacities and the Gifted. We welcome you to the second part of the fifth journeys we organize. I'm María Dolores Palacio Ornia, founder and president of the Enol Association, thanks to the always valuable help of very amazing people. We created this association in honor of Enol and trying to share what we learned from him. Today, 23rd of June, we celebrate his birthday. The topic of this session is to get to know people with high capacities or gifted people. We think that the best teacher in life is experience. It's a hard teacher, but we learn well. As you all know, in the first part of this session, we listened to amazing people who shared their personal experience. From that point in which they felt weird, strange, they didn't know what was happening to them, how they then looked for a reason to this, how they then knowledge took them to the happiness they deserved. Amongst these people are some kids who tell us their stories, their experiences. Kids that we have to admire, that have these peculiarities that we find in gifted kids, empathy, wanting to help others. In the second part, we have one of the best main experts, world experts in giftedness and with a huge experience, is Dr. Linda Krieger-Silverman. In her presentation for these talks, she said, I've been working since I was 17 in giftedness because I saw that many people were suffering. It wasn't that easy to have this gift. The title of her conference is I'm Not Weird, I'm Gifted, Celebrating Uniqueness. Let's celebrate differences. She talks to us about neurotypical people, neurodivergent people, high capacities, giftedness. And we believe she will share a lot and help us a lot. She's the director of the Gifted Development Center in Denver, Colorado, who has assessed over 6,500 children in the last 40 years. This is the biggest database of gifted population. Her and her colleagues have developed 40 tools, instruments to assess giftedness. She has been assessing giftedness, psychology, emotions, and development since 1969. She has also worked on the publishing of different books. For example, assessment of gifted and twice exceptional learners and Giftedness 101 that has been translated into Spanish, Korean, and Swedish. For over 60 years, Dr. Silverman has worked very much in the field of giftedness, devoting her career giving support and researching high capacities and giftedness. She approaches the psychological needs that gifted kids show. These kids often tell us that they feel different. She has also contributed very much in the knowledge in this field, developing and highlighting the emotional and social aspects of these people. Her work has impacted very positively in the understanding and the support to this group of people, giving tools and resources to help them reach their specific needs and setting some steps that they can follow to parents, psychologists, and teachers. She describes a whole assessment of gifted people. She also gives support to those learners who are twice exceptional, and learns still learns in her research. We also believe that she has a huge human ability, a quality. She wants to help, she wants to share her knowledge, she wants to make life easier to gifted people. We also want to highlight the work she's done when helping the emotional and social needs of gifted people. They suffer because we don't understand what giftedness is. I would also add that they suffer because we make them live in a society that is created for the medium, for the average people. Everybody goes together to the same school as of the age of 3 years, and that makes them feel different. They don't feel the same as their peers. She's been a world leader in the assessment and treatment or helping gifted people. Linda has been very generous in her work, very committed work that she has been doing for over 60 years and that she's still doing. She has focused her work supporting and researching people with high capacities and giftedness. She helped very much in the development of the knowledge of the intellectual, personal, and social needs that define giftedness. Her work has had a very positive impact in the understanding and support of this collective, giving them tools and resources to approach their unique needs. Linda Silverman is an international expert in this area, and she was nominated to the Princess of Asturias Awards for Social Sciences. It would have been a real and fair acknowledgement to her work in education, psychology, and giftedness. We pushed forward, we supported this nomination, and we actually presented it because, amongst other elements, Dr. Silverman has traveled the world to help and to spread the knowledge over giftedness. She has shared very much, and she's had a very, very positive influence in society and in the improvement of the social relationships of gifted people, as well as has promoted the knowledge and the development of talent and giftedness. This is something that leads to the social improvement. These studies are very necessary because we're talking about inclusiveness, fairness, justice, fighting ignorance that affects a small number of people that could actually give very much to society at the world level. I met Dr. Linda through Dr. Berthet. He always talked, and he still does, he talks about her master who he learned from. I was very surprised that I was reading things that my son-in-law was also telling me. It was very far in time, it was very far in ages, in the world, in the map, geographically, but they were sharing same experiences. In 2017, we had a congress, we organized a congress on high capacities and giftedness, and we had some experts that were shared, that Enola had talked to me about. And thanks to Dr. Berthet, we also were lucky enough to have Dr. Linda Krieger Silverman. She took part in 2017 in our International Congress for High Capacities and Giftedness. Look at me and understand me, identifying and early detection of high capacities and giftedness. Since then, we keep a regular communication that really fulfills me. It's very satisfactory talking to her, and she supports me, she inspires me, and she shares lots of knowledge with me. And I really feel she has a great human quality. She had never been in Asturias, she said, and she said she had fallen in love. She was deeply in love with this amazing region. She said, "I'm your ambassador in America." I say how unusual it is, and I tell everyone that they should go to Asturias. They should meet their people. That's what she told us when she left the Asturias after the Congress. We were also lucky enough to have her in another event during COVID time that it was a second cycle of conferences, Positive Synergies on High Capacities and Giftedness, COVID-19, with the topic Consequences of Non-Identification or the labeling, just labeling when identifying. All these conferences from Linda, why we should worry about gifted, emotional development of gifted kids, the positive disintegration theory. You can visit all these talks in our webpage, enolaasociacion.com. Now we're going to have a talk from the president of Confines, Margarita Colodron. Then we will listen to Linda's talk, and then Juan Antonio Álvarez García will finish the conference. That, as you know, he is the vice president of the association. He also takes part in the directive meeting, and he's a clinical psychologist and expert in many specialities, amongst which are high capacities and giftedness. There isn't much more I have to say. I don't want anyone to be left out. We don't want to set barriers. I think that these are very interesting topics for many people, and we remind you that the registration period is open. If you're interested in taking part, you can write to info@enolsuperdotacion.com. Thank you very much for your attention, and we hope you will learn a lot and you will enjoy this 5th session. Thank you very much.